we're live. Hi, I'm Ryan McDonald. Welcome to another edition of On the Spot.
Hi, and I'm Rich Gallup. Sitting next to us is Jeff Gersman. He's going to be playing some Burnout 3 with y'all later on. But right now, it's the future, Ryan.
That's
we're
right.
here on the spot. We can talk to people live on the internet, put their voice on the show. How can they do it?
All right, it's real simple. You need three things, basically. You need to have, one, a cool little program called Skype, which you can get from download.com or skype.com. It's a real small package. You can go ahead and download it. It's real fast. Second thing you need is a microphone of some type, so you can use your PC for this internet call. That's what Skype allows you to do. Make a toll-free call. The program's free. Everything's free. Basically, all you have to do is have the headset, have the program, and we're asking that you only do it if you're a broadband user, so that way we can make sure the quality of the voices coming through are real simple. But yeah, basically download.com, type in Skype, and that's spelled S-K-Y-P-E, and you go ahead and type that in. It'll pop up. Get the program, install it, and have all this kind of username information stuff that, you know, usually everything asks you to fill in. But you can kind of skip all that. Go ahead and just put your Skype username and password. Once you get that set, look for On the Spot, all one word, -GS. So that's On the Spot -GS. Look for that. It'll bring it up after a second of searching. After that, you click on it, hit the little green phone icon on the bottom, and boom, you're in the business of talking to us live here on the set. The other thing you're going to want to do is, if you want to totally get everything all set, you want to make sure to send an email to onthespot@gamespot.com ahead of time. Send all your contact info, including your address, so we can make sure to send you a shirt if we decide to allow you to participate with us here on the show. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, and I think we actually have a caller all lined up. Should we go ahead and test the future and see if it's ready?
Try it. Let's do it.
Excellent. Hey, Paul, you on the line?
Hey, what's up, Ryan?
Hey, what's up, Paul? It's so good to hear you. You're our first caller. Why don't you go ahead and tell us where you're calling from today?
I'm up in Santa Rosa, California.
Excellent. You got a couple questions for us today, don't you?
Yeah, actually. I'm a big fan of Jak 2, right? So, how much stuff are they adding to Jak 3?
They're adding a ton of stuff. You probably read on the show today that we're going to be showing Jak 3, Ratchet and Clank. You actually got a chance to see it up close and personal the other day.
Yeah, I saw some Ratchet and Clank just yesterday, and it's looking pretty good. Yeah, Jak 3, I mean, they're adding
tons of stuff.
All kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Jak 2, they added all kinds of crazy stuff to that, so to add on top of that, I mean, who knows?
The one thing I definitely saw, I know a lot of people that were fans of the Jak series have always wanted to play more of the Daxter, and one of the levels I got to see was really awesome, was Daxter basically holding on as tight as he could to a rocket that was going like 1,000,000 miles an hour, and the rocket's skipping over this water, and you got to control it and hit these icons just at the right time. So there's lots of cool new stuff. Jak 3, I mean, I don't know the percentage, but I can tell you from what I've seen so far, it seems like they've added a whole lot. So definitely be on the lookout for not only the stuff we have in the show, but also more stuff to come in the next week or two. Do you have any other questions for us before we go?
Yeah, you bet. Actually, you know, is Daxter going to be making in the series now?
Oh, yeah.
You going to be able to play him?
Little playable character. Yeah, that was actually what I was talking about, that little rocket thing. So I saw that for sure, and I know they have a couple other places he's going to show up as a playable character. So yeah, definitely look for that stuff. I think in the clip we have today, I'm not sure if it's actually in there, but there's some video that we have of Daxter skipping around on that rocket. So be on the lookout for that. Anything else we can help you out with before we let you go?
Yeah. Is that the final game in the series for Jak?
That's a good question.
You know, they're always hesitant to say, you know, what they're going to do with a series, if they're going to keep it going past 3. I mean, you know, people like to kind of round it out with a trilogy, but I expect we'll keep seeing games with Jak. And I mean, he's a very popular character for Sony. Made a lot of money for him, so I don't see why they would stop it now.
And I guess the thing that they were saying that's got people thinking this is going to be the end of the series is like they're saying this is going to be the end of like the precursor legacy storyline, right?
Yeah, so they'll end the arc, and then who knows? You know, I'm sure we'll see Jak and Daxter on the PlayStation 3 or PSP somewhere down the line.
Well,
that's cool. I look forward to that.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I think that takes care of you today. Is there anything else before we let you go?
Yeah, you guys going to be playing some Burnout 3 today online?
Jeff is playing Burnout 3 online as we speak.
Right now.
If you want to play against Jeff on Burnout 3, 5 PlayStation 2 Get Online, his name is On the Spot. It's pretty hard. There's spaces in it. That's the trick. On, space, the, space, spot. He's in the game right now. He actually was winning for like the first quarter of a lap right there while answering the Jak and Daxter question, which is pretty impressive. But now he's got to do a little catch up. But yeah, PlayStation 2, fire it up, On the Spot. Look for him. Join in his race, have some fun, and yeah, Burnout 3.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us today, Paul. Appreciate it. Have a good
Hey,
one.
you guys are great, man. Thanks a lot.
Right on. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for calling, Paul.
We'll definitely, we got your mailing address, so we're going to be sending you out a shirt and a DVD for participating today, so thanks a lot. Should we go ahead and get on with the show?
Sure, yeah, and if other people want to call in just like Paul did, you can get on download.com, look for the program, it's called Skype, S-K-Y-P-E, or go to skype.com, download it, run it, give us a shout. The name was it On the Spot-GS?
That's correct.
On the Spot-GS. Let us know, give us a shout. Also, we'll of course still be taking your questions via this page you're looking at right now. See the form if you're a GameSpot Complete member. Fill it out. We'll get your question. Homer will run it up to us. We'll ask it. It'll be great. And if you don't see a box, that means you're not a GameSpot Complete member. So sign up.
The one thing that, before we move on and tell you all the fun stuff we have in the show, and I'll do this real quick because I know we're eating our time already, is I have a feeling that there's going to be a million people trying to use the Skype thing. Because like we usually have a ton of questions by now. Questions are looking a little light this time, so I think everybody's trying to give us the call and get their voice heard.
So there's no better chance than now to get your question heard. Just while everyone else is running around getting Skype, do the end around, come back with a reverse. You know, you'll get your question on the air. Fill out the form. Email on the spot at GameSpot.com. We'll get it. We'll answer it. It'll be good.
Excellent. So continuing with the show. Today we got all kinds of good stuff lined up for you. I know one of the first things we're going to show you is a little Midnight Club 3. And the little Midnight Club 3 we're going to be showing you is a dub edition from an event that took place this past weekend. And there's lots of cool stuff in there. I think we got some footage of Shaq's ride as well as like,
Nice.
you know, and some Red Man in there, I think. So there's all kinds of fun stuff on that. What else we got?
What else? So we're just talking about Jak 3. Jak 3 and Ratchet and Clank 3 Going Commando. Both these games coming out in November. A lot of people want to know more about them. We have information on both of them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Little head-to-head platform
A
action.
little head-to-head platform action, although most people probably get both games anyway, so
Yeah.
what kind of head it is. But yeah, great games, great information. Stay tuned.
Then we're going to be taking a look at Sony's latest iToy game, Antigrav. They had it at the Metreon earlier, or actually it was late last week, and they showed it off. We have a couple little excerpts from the developer interview we shot there, plus a look at the game. It definitely looks cool. It looks like the first one is going to try to do something different other than you slapping stuff on the screen. It looks like you'd be, you know, moving little snowboard action. So
It doesn't even show you on the screen.
It doesn't, no.
So that's, you know, different right there.
it's totally crazy because like it's like almost like a little marionette, little puppet. You know, it's like you got your dude, you're doing the jumping and stuff. He does it. Crazy.
Crazy.
We're living in the future.
It's crazy. Jeff already won his first race. PlayStation 2 on the spot is his account. Burnout 3, you want to play against him, hop on. What are you doing? Some Super Series racing in the Silver Lake District, is that what I saw?
Yeah, little Super Series, and the name of the game also is on the spot. So just search for that, jump on in, and I'll wreck into you a bunch.
Sweet. It'll be a lot of fun, of course, and we can't say it enough. You want to get your voice on the air, Skype.com, download.com, look for the program Skype, S-K-Y-P-E, and fire us your questions on the spot page you're looking at right now.
But enough about what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and get down to it. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition video from the event. Let's take a look.
On Sunday, September 12th, Dub Magazine hosted an event at the San Francisco Cow Palace. The event boasted celebrity performances by Redman and celebrity vehicle appearances by Shaquille O'Neal and Jerry Rice's Tricked Out Rides. Dub Publishing Inc. has cornered the market in car modification and helped infuse what they call dub culture in Rockstar Games' new installment of Midnight Club 3. Representatives from both Dub Publishing Inc. and Rockstar Games San Diego were at the event giving us an inside look at what's hot in their latest game.
I'm Eric Smith, and I'm a producer at Rockstar Games in San Diego. Right now, we're working on MC3 Dub Edition. MC3 Dub Edition is the next iteration of our Midnight Club series, and basically, in MC2, we wanted to do customization, but we just never got to it, so the natural progression was to get customization into MC3, and we partnered with Dub. Well, we wanted to capture the whole Dub vibe in the game.
Rockstar approached us a couple years ago, and they were working on Midnight Club 3 game, and we were fans of Midnight Club 2, so we knew that Midnight Club 3 was something to look at. They came to us for guidance as far as the aftermarket and the customization goes. So we were able to kind of, you know, dissect what are the hottest, you know, brands, what are the hottest customization accessories, which vehicles should we license.
We have old classic muscle cars that you could put anything from hood scoops to air scoops. You put side pipes on it, rear pipes, change the color of the trim, put the rim size on the car, change the rim size, change the profile size. It's just, there's so many things you can do with it.
It's pretty amazing. I mean, you could pick any car, you start off with a stock vehicle. And from there, you can basically do anything that you can imagine. I mean, airbag suspensions, custom color everywhere. I mean, not just the color of the body, but the color of the accents, color of the chrome, color of the wheels, size of the wheels, width of the wheels, ride height, tint of the windows, body kits.
We have licensed parts by Bomex, Camineri, tail lights, by Elegante. For the luxury sedans, we've got kits by Arabuni and Lexani. We've got all kinds of name brand rims. If you want to do it to your car, you can. Well, one of the best things about MC2 were the motorcycles. So we went out, we got Ducatis, we got Aprilias, we got Kawasaki's, and we've enhanced the motorcycle experience. But we realized that with that, what's kind of the dub scene customization, so the best thing to do is go to choppers. So the choppers, it was huge in MC2, and it's going to be even bigger in MC3.
One of the cornerstone features of the game is just a freeform environment where I can just jump in the car, race with friends, jump in any progressing game, just kind of jump in there and just kind of show off my car. Ask people what what are they doing to their car, how'd you make that, those kinds of things I think are what interests us the most.
You can look for Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition in late January on the PlayStation 2 and Xbox.
Excellent, we're back. There's some crazy stuff. Did you see the Shaq's Rod and all the crazy business?
I saw all the crazy business. If you go on the site right now, actually, there's a longer version of that video that our man Tyler shot, our man Homer cut together. You can see Shaquille O'Neal's very own spinning gas cap.
Extreme.
Spinning gas cap.
That's where it's at.
Wow.
I mean, I don't understand why a gas cap would spin in the first place while you're driving, since it's not attached to anything that should normally rotate while you're in your car. But sure, spinning gas cap. Jerry Rice, 28-inch rims. Jerry Rice, you're too old to do that, man. I'm sorry. Just retire gracefully.
The craziness with all the dub stuff and everything and racing game stuff is that Jeff Gerstmann is continuing to kill people at Burnout 3. Is that accurate, Jeff?
Yeah, got kicked off the server there for a second, so the server fought back and killed me, but
Right on.
yeah, doing pretty good so far.
I think we have another call, and I think this question is for the two of you. So if we have our caller, hey Troy, are you there?
Yep.
Hey, what's up, Troy? How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from South Surrey, British Columbia, Canada.
Fantastic.
British Columbia. Troy, if I recall correctly, you've written us before. You want me to try butchering your last name again?
Matautia.
Matautia. Oh, okay, now I know. Troy Matautia. All right, Troy, what do you got for questions for us today?
Okay, the first question I got is, well, I've read a lot about Mortal Kombat Deception, but there's still one thing I'm not that sure about. Is Shujinko's appearance customizable during the Conquest mode, or is there merely a default appearance that cannot be changed by the player throughout Conquest?
There's actually a default appearance. You can't change the way Shujinko looks. Basically how it works is as you play through the mode, he'll age. It's actually sort of like Fable that way almost. You'll go through the first part of the game as like a 13-year-old boy, something like that. Then it'll skip ahead 5 years after you do a little training. At that point you'll have a different character voice and that whole thing. And by the end of the Conquest mode you'll just be an old man. So I think you'll be able to actually customize which fighting styles he has, but I don't think you'll be able to customize Shujinko's look at all.
But it will change as you go along.
Right.
Nice. Do you have another question for us, Troy?
Yes, I do. This is for Rich. Do you have any information on the next episode of Button Mashing?
Oh, the next episode of Button Mashing, yes, actually, we have 3 more contestants lined up. We haven't gotten them into the studio yet, but we're going to be, I'm going to say we can't do it next week because everyone's going to be gone at TGS, but the week after that, look for another episode of Button Mashing to make its way on a GameSpot.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And that ringing you might have heard was actually our little crazy phone system all ready to go. And you can actually change the options so that you can get rid of that ringing so that we don't hear it here.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
very cool.
So you just go, I think it's like, it's one of the things you go down and boom.
This crazy Skype program, you're just throwing everyone into it right now.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Options, menus, everything.
The future has ringing noises apparently.
Thanks for participating, Troy.
Yeah, Troy, we'll send you a GameSpot t-shirt. We got your mailing address. I'm pretty sure you may already have a couple or 1 or 2 from winning Let's GameSpot Trivia, if the Trivia Robot reminds me correctly. But yeah, we'll send you another one. Thanks for calling in, Troy.
Excellent. Do you mind if I take one of our GameSpot Complete questions real quick before we go?
Take it.
This is a good one. This one comes in from our good friend Mark in Columbus, Ohio. Mark wants to know, the Tokyo Game Show is coming up fairly soon. What sort of stuff can we expect there, and what are you most excited about? I know I'm super excited. I can talk all day about the Tokyo Game Show, which is pretty much like next week, so be sure to come back to the site and check on all the coverage. I know you probably got a whole bunch of stuff you want to see.
You know, pretty much it starts and stops with PSP for me. I mean, there's going to be a ton of really cool console games there, but this is actually probably going to be the first time that people are going to be able to get their hands on the PSP and play games. And I'm excited to finally see how that stuff really looks.
Right.
They showed off some stuff at E3, you know, non-playable stuff. Look neat. We'll see if it actually holds up, though.
Now, they are going to have some DS stuff there, right?
There's going to be some DS stuff there. It's kind of up in the air right now. There'll probably be like a couple of DS games, but Nintendo doesn't exhibit at TGS, so you know there won't be any first-party stuff there at all.
Gotcha. What about the? I heard rumblings, Tekken 5 maybe.
Yeah, dude, Tekken 5 is in arcades over there.
Oh, wow.
So when we get there, we're going to go play Tekken 5.
Right on.
You and me.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to show you some business.
All right. I've been playing some Tekken lately, though, so you're going to be in some trouble.
You can play all the Tekken you want.
Right on. Should we go ahead and take a look at what we got next?
Sure. Up next, we have a developer interview with some fine people from involved with Jak 3.
That's right.
Were they here? Or did we go to them?
They actually came here earlier this week.
That's great.
They did some business.
Sweet. So let's check out this interview with the developer from Jak 3.
Joining me on set now is Evan Wells, studio director for Naughty Dog. Thanks for coming by today, Evan.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
And you brought some goodies our way today. Jak 3.
Yeah, we're wrapping it up.
How far along is the build we're looking at right now? You guys are almost there, huh?
Yeah, just 3 weeks to go, so we're wrapping up a few last bugs, putting some polish on, just getting the tuning and balancing just right.
You were going to show off some stuff today. What are we looking at right now?
Right now we're looking at a little Daxter mission where you first start out in your vehicle, you got to drive around and you're trying to catch these lizards, and when you get your vehicle up close, Daxter actually jumps out of the vehicle and lands on the back of one of the lizards, and then it's just this wild ride where the lizard's running out of control. It's got to steer it into the corral.
Now, one of the things you guys have always done, or certainly with Jak 2, is you guys have all kinds of different gameplay elements in there. You guys are blowing it out big time for Jak 3, right?
Yeah, Jak 3, we've got more variety in this than we've ever done in any game at Naughty Dog. Just every next turn you're doing something new. Here Jack's jumping in the Dune Hopper, and it's special ability. Each of the vehicles has its own unique flavor, and some of them have weapons, some of them can jump. This one can jump quite high, and you can use that to help you get to certain areas of the wasteland that you can't in other vehicles. So it's almost like we got some platform gaming in our vehicle challenges as well.
Now, I know you guys were talking about wrapping up some kind of the Jak 3 storyline. You want to talk a little bit about that before we go on to our next thing?
Jak and Daxter has always been planned to be a 3-game trilogy, and we started off with Jak 1, the precursor legacy, sort of putting out some mysteries and some questions about the universe. We didn't know who these precursors were, where the planet, how the planet was made, where Jak came from, why Dark Eco affected Daxter the way it did. And in Jak 2, we kept adding to the mysteries. In Jak 3, we're wrapping that kind of stuff up. So it's the end of the trilogy, not the end of the franchise. It's got some nice closure at the end, but you know, we definitely are leaving it open to explore more areas of the Jak and Daxter universe.
Right on. Now, you guys were going to show us a little boss action before you left, right?
Sure, yeah. We got you asked for giant robots, and we'll deliver.
That's one thing we're big on Spot is giant robots.
All right. Well, about 40% through the game, you finally head through the precursor catacomb tunnels, and you end up back close to Haven City, and you meet up with Viger again for the first time since the opening cinematic, where he's going to call on the powers of the precursor robots to try to take you out.
Excellent. So, like, before we go, this last thing we're taking a look at here, this is a pretty big boss.
Yeah, this is the first boss you fight. Jak's got to avoid, the guys attacking him with energy blade, and then he's firing some Dark Eco creatures out of his cannon, and then he rises he shoots these lasers which cause the ground to morph into pillars that you then have to use to climb up and reach the trains that are waiting above his head, and then you take out the blockade and you dump a train on his head to take him out.
Right on. If you'd like more information on Jak 3, be sure to come back to the site October 1st for an exclusive preview with all kinds of fun information.
Thanks, Ryan. That was nice. More information on Jak 3. And is there more of that? Can we find that on the site? What are we looking at?
Totally. Actually, I think I just said it at the end there. But yeah, there's going to be more cool stuff that people will see, and like there's the full developer interview that those highlights were pulled from. So lots of information, lots of footage. Should be good.
And that game comes out in early November, I do believe.
I think
early to mid of November 16th, I think.
I think it was 9th actually.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I remember being kind of surprised that it was the same day as Halo 2. I was like, are you okay? But I guess different systems. It's all good.
Sure. Speaking of stuff, Jeff, how you doing over here?
Pretty good. Fell behind a little bit during the last segment, trying to catch up now.
We actually, I'm pretty sure the viewers were sending in questions to distract you so they could take advantage of this.
That figures. It's devious.
And if you want to play against Jeff in Burnout 3, 5 for PlayStation 2, get online and look for the name or game on the spot. That was a crash right there?
Yeah.
That was kind of cheesy
I crashed into someone else's crash.
Oh, it looked like maybe you lost a rearview mirror or something like that. Or, anyways, yeah. If you want to play Jeff, PlayStation 2, fire it up, Burnout 3. On the Spot is his name. Take him on. This game's awesome. And if you have any questions, send us more questions using the form you see on the page right now. GameSpot Complete members. Fill it out. We'll answer it. It'll be great. Questions are rolling in, right, Ryan?
That's right. I got a few more, but before we get to that, let's go ahead and take a look at our friends Ratchet and Clank with Ratchet and Clank 3 Up Your Arsenal.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Ryan Schneider of Insomniac Games, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the new Ratchet and Clank game. So, basically, why don't you give us an overview? What is up with Ratchet and Clank in Up Your Arsenal?
In Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, first of all, at the end of Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, Ratchet and Clank have saved the galaxy again, and they've been able to find intergalactic celebrityhood. They were approached to do what's called a holovid series. It turns out that Ratchet is not quite the actor, though, that the directors would like. Hence the new show, Secret Agent Clank, where Clank is actually a secret agent a la James Bond, just in a robotic form. He's kind of an international robot of mystery and intrigue. And what you find in Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, the game starts with the Secret Agent Clank episode, but it's interrupted by Darla Gratch from Channel 64 News talking about Veldin, Ratchet's homeworld, being invaded by an evil race called the Tyrannoids. Turns out the Tyrannoids are employed by none other than Dr. Nefarious, a robotic megalomaniac supervillain. So Ratchet and Clank, together with the Q-Force, are off to basically save the galaxy from organic extinction.
Awesome. So it seems like, I mean, the single-player game obviously is a lot bigger, but I think the big news is that there's been a whole multiplayer section of the game added with online and all that stuff.
Well, in Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, we really like to say that it's 2 games in 1. In fact, it's really 3 games in 1 when you include replay and over 2 hours of cinematics. So you're getting a lot of game here. But in the online mode, we actually have 10 distinct online maps, 3 modes within each: Capture the Flag, Deathmatch, and Siege. And within each of those, there's various things that you can set, so you can completely customize your gameplay experience. What's special about the online gameplay in Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal is that the variety of gameplay modes in online. As you mentioned, Capture the Flag and Deathmatch are pretty straightforward, and Siege mode is a little more detailed, a little more strategic.
So how many players can play at the same time online?
You can play up to 8 players online, and one thing that's special in Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal also is the clans. And you can actually, with clans, we're actually the first online game for PS2 where you can issue clan challenges, and up to 64 people can join a clan. So while 8 can play online, 4 can play offline split screen, 2 can play online split screen, and 64 can join a clan. So it's just a massive online experience. It should be a heck of a lot of fun.
And there are going to be a lot of stat tracking and things like that you can keep track of, right? How many different categories will you be able to track?
You can track everything from weapons used, nodes taken. Nodes are really important in the Siege mode from a strategy standpoint. They're respawn points, basically. You can track the kills to death ratio, and we're going to have a cheat, in fact, that you can track squats, so to speak. It's a taunt.
Cool.
So you'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
How many times you've taunted someone, that sort of thing? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the multiplayer mode in the game is pretty big, but it's definitely not a slouch in single-player mode either, right? There's a whole big adventure and stuff to go through.
Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal is really the most ambitious game that Insomniac has ever been able to do. And we actually have 29 playable locations in single player, spread across 18 worlds. Part of that comes from 2 new types of gameplay modes that have not been seen before in Ratchet and Clank games, one of which is battlefield missions. And these are really cool. They really tie into the storyline because you work in concert with a group known as the Galactic Rangers. Not all robots are bad in Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, and you work with these Galactic Rangers to take down the Tyrannoids. So the battlefield missions are Picture them as like tactical episodes that occur within a series where each tactical mission might be, okay, drop the defense shield, use the hover ship to take out the enemy dropships, then storm the base, destroy the Gatling guns, overrun the base, and clear out the Tyrannoids. So that's really cool.
Cool. So a big part of the series has always been, just big, huge weapons, just a wild assortment of weapons. Now there are a lot more weapons in this game, right?
Absolutely. There are 20 weapons in Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. 15 all new weapons, in fact, and each comes with 5 levels of upgrades in the first playthrough. Wow. When you get to replay mode, there's actually an additional 3 levels of upgrades. So you can actually upgrade 20 weapons up to 8 different times.
So when can we expect to see Ratchet and Clank on shelves?
Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal will be in shelves November 2nd.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ryan.
No problem.
Excellent. Well, that was our look at the Ratchet and Clank action. We got all kinds of questions pouring in, and we got some people on the line. Let's go ahead and take the phone question real quick. If I think we have Josh on the line. You ready, Josh?
Yep.
Excellent. Hey, how's it going, man?
Not much right now.
Right on. Where are you calling from?
Belleville, Illinois.
Oh, fantastic.
Illinois, nice.
Yeah,
Heartland, America's Heartland.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
The Show Me State.
Yeah, totally.
So you have a couple questions for us. You want to go ahead and let us know what you're thinking today?
Sure. Since Fable has a demo of Jade Empire, I was just wondering, will there be any future coverage on Jade Empire this month? And also, does that mean that the game is near completion?
I know. Our previews editor Ricardo Torres. He's always on top of, especially Jade Empire. I know he's a big fan of what BioWare's got going on. Mm-hmm. So I know he's definitely clued into it. So, and I do believe I wanted to actually find out for sure before, but I do believe that we do have some content coming up here for Jade Empire coming up here pretty quick. But don't quote me on when or wow. So it should be within the next near future because that game is coming out.
Yeah, I mean we'll definitely cover it again before its release.
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. Do you have any other questions for us?
Well, not really, but I'd just like to say, Rich, where's my cookie tin?
Oh, that was you last week that won that, Josh? It's in the mail. You should get it, 5 to 10 business days. The Trivia Robot, he likes to take his time in the mail, but it's coming your way. And I threw in an E3 DVD for you, too.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
How are we doing today? Are we doing a good show?
I love it.
Right on. Was the Skype easy to get configured and get your question over? Or he might have left.
Apparently, yes.
Sure. So
yeah,
super easy.
Thanks
so easy that I'm done.
So much for Skype, man. It's cutting people out.
A couple quick questions before we get on to our Antigrav segment. This came from Andre Rios, and this is actually a comment, not a question. He wanted to say good race to you, Jeff. He almost beat you, and oh no, he actually did beat you. Beat you by 5 seconds. Good race though.
Okay.
So here's a real question for you. This is right up your alley. This comes from Bryce Gilbert from Monroe, Washington. Bryce wants to know that he's noticing that you're playing Burnout 3 for the PlayStation 2 today. For him, it's hard finding good versions of the game. Does Jeff prefer PS2 version over the Xbox for Burnout 3, or is it just a random decision that you're playing this one today?
I showed up in here and there was a PS2 setup, basically. No, the Xbox version is way better. There have been some minor problems during peak hours getting online. The EA servers have been kind of getting a little messed up under the load.
That's good because actually that was the second part of his question.
Yeah, no, there have been some problems with players getting disconnected when they're trying to join games and things. NCAA football on Xbox Live had a similar problem, and it was fixed pretty fast. So I'd expect that EA would probably fix something like this relatively soon. Right. But yeah, no, Xbox over PlayStation 2 without a doubt. There's a lot more people playing the Xbox version too.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like I've been playing the PS2 version exclusively because I wanted to go buy it, and they didn't have the Xbox version.
That's why.
Yes. So I got the PS2 version, and I've been playing. I haven't noticed any connection problems. So then that was actually the third part to his question. But I do have another question coming in, and this one is for me. This is for Counter-Strike Source. This comes from Audigy in Saginaw, Michigan. The question is, do the experts at GameSpot think Counter-Strike Source, the multiplayer for Half-Life 2, which recently went to VU Games, will it have the ability to last as long as CS 1.6 did, meaning 4+ years, or is this the death of CS as we all know and love? Actually, you know what? I was just talking to my brother's a huge Counter-Strike fan too. Been playing just as long as I have, and we were talking about Source the other day, and pretty much we're in agreement. And some of the other people that work here at GameSpot as well, that Counter-Strike Source is just the next step. I mean, basically they've been building that game every year with new versions that come out, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. So I think, in my personal opinion, as the resident GameSpot expert on Counter-Strike Source, I definitely see Counter-Strike Source lasting just as long, if not longer. And more so, I think it's basically just going to evolve over time. And just like it has up to this point. But I can see they're signaling us for time. I think we got something else though, right?
Sure, we have one more segment left for everyone to see. We'll come back after, maybe take a couple more questions. But right now, let's learn about the iToy game called Antigrav.
This is the iToy Antigrav training ground. Here you'll learn how to steer your hoverboard, how to grind rails, and how to fly through the air.
Now, Harmonix has traditionally specialized in music games, and we still do, and we're still doing a lot with music games. But when the iToy exploded onto the scene last year, we saw an incredible opportunity to get involved in helping define this new category of physical gaming.
This is your tracker. It shows you where your face and hands are. Watch the tracker respond to your movements.
First wave of iToy games are a great introduction to the iToy, but it's just the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much more untapped potential for what this device can really do. So we saw that as an incredible opportunity to do something a little different from what we've historically been doing, and that was very exciting for us, and we just embraced it. Antigrav is essentially an extreme sports game, a boarding game that will seem familiar to you if you've played boarding games in the past. But what makes this game so special and so unique is that you don't play it with your thumbs on a controller. You play it with your entire body. Unlike previous iToy games where we use the camera is used to display you on the screen, you don't see yourself on the screen in this game. What you see on the screen is a 3D character in a 3D hoverboarding environment. And you control that character with your body. So the camera figures out where your head is and where your hands are, and as you move your body, as you crouch or jump or lean or reach with your arms, the 3D character on the screen crouches and jumps and leans and reaches with his arms, and you're controlling this character in a very direct, visceral way, effectively marionetting the character, and this immerses you in the game experience on a much deeper level than just by playing with your fingers.
I'm Howard Gray from Apollo 440. I'm here with my brother Trevor. Third member of Apollo is Knocko. He's a guitar player who played all the mad punk rock stuff on this game. Apollo 440, we've been making crazy rock-tastic dance music for 10 years or so. We have 4 albums out, and this kind of feels like our 5th album, to be honest. Okay, you can say it's a soundtrack, but I can't think of a movie soundtrack that's at 200, 300 BPM solidly for 80 minutes, so it was pretty intense.
And we're back. That's great. It's iToy Antigrav. That game looks crazy. Jeff, what do you know about it?
It's insane. I mean, all these iToy games up to date have all just been like really simple mini games, nothing too engrossing. This actually looks like the first kind of full-fledged iToy game, so it's exciting to see, them actually expanding the concept.
I remember, I think the first time we saw that, they didn't tell us it was a game. It was a demo at that show down in San Jose. Which one was that one?
GDC.
Yeah, GDC. Yeah. They had William Hung singing, and they had the Death Jr. trailer for the PSP, and they showed off that game, and that kind of got swept under a little bit by William Hung, but it looks cool.
The funny thing is, like, at one point there was a developer asking me what I thought would be a cool iToy game, and I told him it would be awesome if you guys could do it so that, whether you put the camera behind you or however you do it, imagine that'd be awesome. Put the camera behind you so that you're seeing, the back of you. Then you could totally do a Punch-Out style game where you're like swinging and punching, doing that kind of business. That's what I said. They thought I was crazy, though.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, see, I think that's a great idea.
That's a brilliant idea. Speaking of brilliant ideas, on the show all the time, last couple weeks we like to give away stuff. Josh was just calling me out on his cookie tin. We have a T-shirt here that Jeff has donated to the show for Fable. It's white, so it's probably blowing up the camera. There's the guy on the back. Sweet. It's a size extra large. So if you want the Fable T-shirt, Jeff, what should they say in the email?
Whatever.
All right.
The show me state. Say show me state.
The show me state. Send that in right now to using the form you see on the spot page with the mailing address. Show me state and your mailing address. First person to do that correctly wins this Fable T-shirt, size XL.
Do we have time for a couple questions before we go?
Sure.
Excellent. We'll do this one from this comes from San Diego, California, and this is from Lockiness. The question, as a comic book fan of X-Men Legends, has been one of my most anticipated titles. What has been your recent impressions? I don't know, had either one of you guys seen it recently?
I've watched all the movies. The
You watched
game
all
looks
the
really
movies?
cool.
Looks neat.
Yeah, I saw it at one point. They were showing it off, and it looks like it does some of the Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance stuff.
Yeah,
right?
only with X-Men, and there's all these team-up moves and all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
that game could be really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm a moderate X-Men fan.
Yeah,
So-
I have no interest in the X-Men, and that game looks pretty cool.
Right on.
That's cool.
Right on. I got a bunch of other ones. Do we have time?
Let's say one more.
One more?
Homer keeps giving us the wrap it up sign.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
Homer over there with the thing. We have some winners, by the way.
Oh, very cool.
Maybe we'll just end on that. This one comes in. The number one is Neil Christie from Scotland. The show me state is what he says, and he's got his mailing address right there.
Sweet.
So boom, Fable shirt coming your way.
All the way to Scotland.
That's
Great.
right.
Thanks for writing in.
So let's get out of here before we mess up the show.
Sure.
Fantastic. You want to sign off for us?
Sure, Jeff, thanks for playing Burnout 3. Everyone who hopped online to play against him, thanks a lot. Ryan, thank you. All of the crew, GameSpot Live, everyone on the site, great. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. Ryan?
The one thing I want to add before we go, of course, if you're watching this, whether it's live or you're watching the on-demand version, if you want to get set up next week so you can join us with your voice on the air, go ahead and send your contact information once again on the spot at GameSpot.com. We'll get synced up throughout the week, get you lined up for next Thursday, and we'll do it.
Great. That sounds great.
Excellent.
Cool. Yeah, as I said, for everyone, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on the spot.